Howdy ho. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? We're doing Blender today. We did Blender a couple streams ago, and I guess we've done it twice now. And the most recent model that we made was a column that we pulled into our React 3 fibers scene. I think we're gonna do a handful of streams with Blender and make a couple little tiny models, and that will be things that we can bring into our stream. So we'll be able to apply physics to our models. We can kind of drop them down in our stream overlay here. So right now we've got the 3D thing going on. So this was done in a previous streams, and that's in our React 3 fibers scene. And I don't think I have it hooked up in the stream overlay at the moment, but we've got columns that can fall out of this guy. And the idea is that they're going to fall, and then they can basically land like on the floor down here somewhere. So we're going to make some models today. We got Blender open already. I think we're going to have a little bit of a shorter stream today, so probably go to the hour. So I don't think we're going to do anything too wild as far as models go. What should we start off with? I think we're going to start off with just doing something simple like a cup, maybe. That'll give us at least a few surfaces with some chamfers. Do they call them chamfers in here? I think so. So maybe just like a little cup. We'll skip the handle for the moment. Prince. Blender. Prince shows up. How are you doing, Prince? We're gonna do a couple little Blender models. Probably only do one or two today. We'll see how sufficient how sufficient I am with this. I think we can start off with a cylinder do a little cup here. I gotta figure out the how to do cuts in like negative space in Blender. I haven't quite figured that out yet. So I'm still working on these shortcuts. Okay, G is move, but it just does a freeform. When you click the move button, it adds these in here, which I rather like. So the N key does this. You can use XYZ after you press G. Oh, okay. That's nice. So you press G and then you press X and then it'll snap. Okay, all right. Nice. So if we put this to 0, and we do have dimensions in here too. Cool. I'm glad I learned about this, because we can do something also like this as well, eh? Now we got it literally right on the floor. So if we were wanting to do like negative space and we put in I guess we put in another cylinder. And we were to make it slightly smaller. We'll give it the same height. Now, to do a cut, or a lot of the modeling that I've done is solids modeling. So, like, dealing with meshes is still something that, like, in solids modeling, we could just do like a negative space. Like this could be a cut, and it would just remove. But with meshes, you have to think about if you're doing like it seems like you have to think about how you're doing the cut. Because there's been a couple of situations where I've gotten the basically two meshes like on top of each other. Cats are fighting. um, so like if I go into edit mode, I'm guessing it's probably something in here. I feel like I ran into this. Solidify faces, no. I think I was trying the intersects last time. Cut solid geometry from selected to unselected. And I don't think that was quite giving me what I was expecting to see. Clear, snap. It seems like so when we're in object mode, it feels like it's more just moving and working with a specific object, but not actually really modifying it as far as the shape goes. Okay. Yep, exactly. And we tried sculpt mode the other day. The sculpting is still a thing too that I haven't quite figured out the best way to work with that. Um, so if we're in edit mode, we want to look at some way to do a cut. So if I want to, we've got this. We've got this outer shape, and we want to use this inner shape to cut a hole in it. UV face. You could look into adding a Boolean modifier on the inner shape. I don't think I've done anything with modifiers. But I would definitely, I would believe you. That sounds very reasonable. Ooh, smooth. Bisect convex. There's also all these things on the side here too. It feels like I'd expect these to also be in the menus, but it seems like they're only over here. On the right hand side, you have the panel with a wrench open. That's the modifier tab. Ah, okay, okay. Blue wrench. the cats are going at it. That's Oh, I got you as far as selection goes. So are we doing when you're saying that, you're thinking are you thinking selections? You can look into adding a Boolean modifier on the inner shape. So if I have the inner shape selected, affect only origin, locations, parents. Render properties output. Um, the blue wrench. I thought it was this, but that's not actually. I mean, I guess that's a wrench, but is it a different wrench? I guess I'm totally not following. Oh, blue wrench modifier. Okay. Okay. We're rolling. We're rolling now. Okay. Colors are apparently tripping me up here. Okay. Modify. Ooh. All right. Okay. Data transfer mesh cache. Normal edit. Can do generate. Oh, wow. Hey, and here's the mirror. I've been looking for that too. Build. Cause the face of a mesh object to appear or disappear. Huh. So if you add a Boolean, um, no, you only want to be helpful. I very much appreciate your help, Prince. Chris and I were talking yesterday, and we were saying, you need to do that newsletter. you, um, the in modeling, there seems to be, at least from what I've seen, there seems to be kind of two big pieces that gets you really going, and it's understanding the program and the shortcuts and like how to move around and stuff. Um, and that doesn't necessarily transfer between programs. So I've not used Blender much. I've used a bunch of other modeling programs. So a bunch of what I'm trying to do is to understand how to use the program and the shortcuts and where everything is. But the other part of it is understanding how to do the modeling, and that's almost like you have a piece of clay or something like that, and you need to think abstractly. I have this thing, and I need to convert it into another thing. How do I go about that? Um, and Chris and I were saying that you have a you do very well with explaining how to think about that and how to go from this thing and turn it into another thing. So, yes. And I will never turn down your help. I definitely appreciate it. So I've definitely done a lot of solids modeling. So I can kind of I feel like I have a decent grasp on like how to work with a thing and like get it into another thing. But it's just like I know I need to do a mirror. I know I need to do this intersection or something. But it's just like finding the actual functions in this program. That's what's tripping me up right now. So like I feel comfortable like moving around and putting things in and doing the negative positive space kind of stuff, but it's this finding that that's what's tripping me up. And the problem is like you look at a tutorial or something like that, and it's like here's how to rotate, and I'm like this isn't the help that I need. So, anyways, Boolean modifier. Intersect union difference. We've got an operand. Ooh, there's an animate. I don't really care about the solver right now. That's a mesh object to use for the Boolean operation. So I'm assuming I want to do that cylinder, which it looks like I have selected. Oh, there we go. Now I have it selected. And I can tell that I've got the modifier on there because this is showing up. So activate the modifier to use. So we've got an active modifier. Okay, so this is actually a piece that's going to stick around. So we've got, rather than doing like a hard cut where we have a new piece, we actually have two different pieces. And our model is representing the whole by having one of those pieces be like the negative space. If I'm understanding that correctly. Yep. Okay, great. Okay. Union, intersect, and difference. So I think what I actually want to do then is I'm going to set the dimensions to be something a little bit more exact. We're going to do 1.8, and then this should be then 1.2 up from the top, and that'll put the top surface directly in line. So now we've got intersect difference. So I guess difference probably makes a hole, right? Yeah, so it's actually making a hole like that. Oh, I need to make it a little bit shorter too. Location should be 0.2. And height should be 1.8. 1.8. I still would like 1.8. That's weird. I wonder if it's because I'm doing this. Okay, so that changes with it too. Ooh, I can. Okay, so as I change these is actually modifying it too. So we're getting like an actual. So union is combining them. I don't need you scratching my couch. Difference gives me both objects. Union combines them. And I think what I want is intersect. But it's not actually putting a hole in the top. So I guess I want to remove the top and then do a fill between them. You need to swap the modifier onto the bigger object. Okay. All right, let's give that a shot. So I remove the modifier. I'm going to put this one where I think it should be. 0.9, 1.1. And add a modifier. Boolean. Oh. Oh, okay. Here, let me rename these so there's a little bit clearer. Outer shell. Outer. And inner shell. And so we are on the outer shell, we're doing a modifier, and we're affecting the inner shell. So that makes a lot more sense now. So if we do difference, what does this give us? Okay. And see, this is where mesh versus solid is again tripping me up. So yeah, I'm gonna remove the modifier for a moment here. When I think about this cut, we have a solid object and I'm putting a hole in it. that would be like the way I would think about doing it if it was a solid. But since it's a mesh, we have the shell. And I'm putting another shell inside of it and trying to do a cut, and that just doesn't make sense. So what I actually need to do is just I need to remove this, and I need to cut this to the other one. And I think I'm gonna have, and then yeah, and then I think I'll have what I'm thinking about here. Oh, I actually deleted the whole top. So I want to go into edit mode. I want to select the face, face selection, face. And I want to delete the face. So now I want to switch back to object. I want to select the other one. I want to go back to edit. I want to do the face, and I want to intersect, cut an intersection into faces. Maybe I get rid of it, did I? No. Do I need to select all those pieces? We'll select the face. We'll select how can I get these edges easily? I'm in edge mode, right? Yeah. Ugh. Oh. Because I'm still on the other one. Guess I could do it this way. So select this object, edit, get all those edges. There we go. Okay. So if I do face intersect, there we go. So now, oh, did I not do it? I thought I cut it. Nope, I didn't cut it. Is there a shortcut to switch between object and edit mode? There's gotta be. Shift A is add. Try using the tab key. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's lovely. Okay, so I want to edit. I want to edge select. All right. I don't know that I feel like I understand this this selection very well. Edge. I feel like I want the face. So I've got face selection on, but I'm in the other object. We could back out of. Sure, yeah. I'd be down to try some other way. So right now I don't have a face on the inner shell yet. So I've got, I mean, technically it's cup. You know, I could probably do an extrude on this, eh? That would be the maybe that won't. I'm just playing while you're uh, telling me a good way to do it. So this would be ooh, shift spacebar. Oh. Oh, okay, there we go. That's nice. And it's got the shortcuts there. Okay, so shift spacebar brings up the menu. And then you press like K to get to that. I don't know that that's any faster, honestly. I mean, I guess if I have this menu closed. I guess I'm kind of okay with just leaving the menu open and clicking. On the big object, you can go into edit mode, select the top face, and use the Inset key and adjust the inside width. With the new face, you can use extrude and extrude down. Okay. So we'll show the big object again. Go into edit mode. Select the top face. Can we cycle through the edit modes or the selection modes? That'd be a nice way to do that. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, okay, cool. All right, sweet. Okay, on the big object, you can go into edit mode and select the top face and use the Inset key. So cursor, select the top face. 3. Selected the top face. Go to Inset mode. Oh, use the Inset key with an I, which okay. And that's doing, is there an inset faces? So that would be this one then. So inset. And we're taking that face and shifting it in a little bit. Okay. So then we don't even really need this. And then what we can do is an extrusion down like that. Okay. Okay. That's kind of cool that it creates the new geometry. When you're in this, so when I do extrude, I get into this mode, but now I can't pan anymore. Is that sort of just a you can't pan when you're in that mode situation? You need to move the camera before you can. Okay. So this. Okay, fair enough. So point two. Oh, global, local. Got it. The for anybody else watching, global versus local is the coordinate system. Their global would be 0, 0 is the main part, and all the coordinates are based off of that main point relative to that main point for everything. Local is with that specific object. those are the coordinates within that object using the center of it. X-ray mode. But I am a team use X-ray mode. Oh, I got you. I see what you're saying now. When you do that, use X-ray mode because then you can see and you're not so reliant on having to rotate or move around in your space to be able to see what you're doing. All right, so we kind of got a cup, and we don't need the outer shell then. So if our selection mode is 1, 2, 3, out of curiosity, if we do shift 1, 2, 3, no. Oh, we can do multiple. Okay. So if you hold shift, you can do multiple selections. Got it. Cool. So we got a cup. I definitely watched Prince do this thing where you can split these services. Just trying stuff, right? That honestly, like I understand the value of tutorials, but for me, the tutorials don't end up being terribly beneficial because I just go through the steps and I don't remember the steps. But if I am just experimenting and trying a thing and going, oh, I want to do this thing, how do I get to it? Like that, the recall just sticks with me so much better. So, like, it feels like I'm sort of feeling around in the dark a little bit here, but I'm going to remember this so much better. Like, once I figure out how to do the thing, it's just going to stick for me. Yeah. Yep. Okay, yeah. So I want to do like split the surface. So we've got a bunch of faces. So if I go into space, or if I go into face selection, not space, if we so right now we kind of have like a cylinder, but it's got sort of ridges. And if we would want, like, if we go into, dare we go into one of the, we'll try one of these. That's maybe a bad idea. Okay, all right, that was fine. That's what I'm hoping, that it'll be fine for now. Okay, all right. Yeah, so it's not even terribly smooth looking in here. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be bad if, so like, if we go into edit mode, or if we go into object mode, we don't see the edges. But I mean, we even still kind of see it. Unless you go into cycles rendering, it shouldn't be too bad. I honestly have no idea what I'm set at. Set on the rendering tab here. Which one's the rendering? Oh, I guess camera makes sense. Okay, EV rendering engine. Okay, so if I wanted to make this more of a smooth cup, we probably, I think we want to split these faces more. I don't know that there's a better way to do that. I tried the poke faces. Oh, and here's the inset faces too. You can bevel. Yes, bevel is what I'm looking for. Or smooth shade. Shade smooth. I don't think, oh, hey, look at that. Displays, oh, okay. So is that, three. Wireframe. Okay. Interesting. I didn't use select all because I was thinking I didn't want to select the top and bottom faces, but I guess it probably wouldn't matter for that selection, eh? But that's a nice tip. So select all is A. Is there a? I guess deselect is kind of just escape, eh? No, not really. What would deselect then be? So you can do click and you can hold shift and click to select more. You can do A to select everything. You can do click to select and then A selects everything. So if you do A and then you click with shift on, you're deselecting. You can alt and click to get all the faces in a loop. Oh, that's dope. Oh, that is so nice. Okay. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, cool. So this, um, I'm actually curious with so we've got the faces set to shade smooth right now. I'm curious if that actually like sticks with the. If you want to alt and click the top ring, you can then use the bevel to make it more round on top. Sure, yeah, I like that. Um, oh, interesting. So alt click is actually doing that. It does stick with the rendering. So my question was, when we're pulling these out of Blender via an export of GLTF into a React 3 fiber scene, I'm curious if that shade smooth is actually going to come through in that. I'm not sure what, like the materials seem to come through. But I'm not sure like what fidelity. I'm assuming there's not going to be perfect fidelity between what Blender is doing and what a GLTF export into React 3 fiber is. Um, hmm. I kind of wish there was a selection box thing. It should, I think, but materials will look. I really need to do this more. Set this thing up and I'm not ever using it. Okay, so it'll look like the Eevee render rather than cycles. Got it. Um, so in some other programs that I've used, depending on the direction that you do your box selection, it'll actually do an intersect versus a like it'll do different types of selections. I guess that's basically this, eh? Extend and subtract, invert. No, it's not. So it would basically be like if I want to select in this square in say like AutoCAD for example, in this square it would select all of the faces that this box is seeing. So anything in this box, even if the full face is not in there, it would select it. And so what this is doing right now is it's only selecting the visible ones, anything that intersects. Um, AutoCAD also does, if you go from this direction, selects anything where the full face is in the box. These long top ones, I don't think I can point. The ones that are like on the side here, those would not be selected. Yeah, it is so nice. So like I could do in AutoCAD I could do this selection and I would only get the top ring. And I feel myself missing that in here. But like I think a part of it is just the it's the program. I'm sure there's some way to do it, and it seems like now the alt click worked. It uses the context. Or maybe it's just that one. No, it's just definitely that one. It's edge dependent. Okay, so I'm clicking on faces. I see. It's actually kind of selecting that edge. So if I click on that, okay. And it just so happened when I was like this, I was probably pretty close to the edge that put it around the ring. Got it. Okay. Cool. All right. So bevel. Anyways, I got distracted. Beveling. I was looking for beveling the other day, and I saw you do it with Jason. Oh, hey, here it is. Here it is. Bevel edges. Okay. Um, bevel. This is a. So once you go into a mode, this UI here is always kind of confusing to me because yeah, kind of depending on where your cursor is. Like I'm not seeing anything right now. Whoop, there we go. Oh, that's interesting how it's doing. I mean, I don't actually mind that. It's a thick cup, but I kind of don't mind it. I appreciate it. I definitely enjoy the experimenting part of stuff. Um, okay, so if we're gonna do bevel edges again, I think we can do it here. Ooh boy. Whoa boy. I don't know why it's oh. Oh yeah. This trips me out. You can go up and then it loops around. That is just trippy. Okay. So I'm gonna bevel just the bottom edge just a little bit here. Let's go something like that. Yeah, the infinity thing. Cool. Well, I guess we can bevel the bottom too here. All right, let's see if we can use these shortcuts. Nope. So the underline, yeah, and you might know the answer to this. In other programs that I've used, the underline in a menu is an indication on how to use a shortcut. It's got to be underlined, but they don't seem to match up with stuff. So like Control R, but the A is underlined. I mean, is that just a I feel like the shortcuts are not matching up to the underlines, and I feel like they should. So if I wanted to get to bevel edges, it's saying Control B, which is fine. But then just the B is underlined. But if I wanted to do an extrude, that's just an E. Is it B, I guess? I mean, it doesn't seem to do anything. Oop, B. Begin. Yeah, I guess I'm like the underlined characters. I presume that there's some significance to that. So in all of these menus, there's the underlined characters, and I'm failing to understand the significance of it. So we'll champ for this. And I guess there's some. So I did a chamfer from that face. If I would do something like that. Okay, no, that's not the... Feels weird to... Can I do an edge select and do it this way? Oh, guess you can't. Oh, I'm getting all random. So for example, when you use Shift and A, it'll allow you to add a new item. You can select M for the mesh, and then you can do... Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. So if I did Shift add, that gives me... I'm under mesh then? But those the Shift A does not match up with these menus. Got it. Try an object. Okay, so Shift add. I guess I just feel like I'd expect these menus to line up with shortcuts, but maybe that's not the... Maybe that's a poor expectation. All right, let's see let's get this thing beveled here. So if I do the bevel, it's beveling it underneath. Oh boy. Oh boy. You don't think it lines up to all the menus, it just happens to add is the same. Yeah, that's sort of what I'm getting from it too. So this bevel is just showing up underneath. It would be nice to... Yeah, because that bevel does that. I was trying to bevel this edge here. It could. It could. So if I select a couple of these... Oh boy. Does the ring select? Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Let's escape out of that. It seems to work the same. Yeah, that is weird. I don't know. I guess I'm not too worried about that. I think that's probably good for today. Um let's go ahead and give this... Got a little bit under 10 minutes. Dare we try to do anything else with this? I suppose I could do a... Let's see if we can add a handle to it quick. Oh, not BIM tool. Is there something that would make this quick? So we could probably do like a little torus. Let's try a little torus. Move it up. We will rotate it. Guess we want to scale it this way. Whoop. Move. Nope. We can scale it a little bit this way. That was actually easier than I was expecting. Okay, we're gonna go back to the smooth, shade smooth. There we go. And now we need a cut. So I think this is where we can do the Boolean. I'm not sure which modifier to do it off or which element to do the modifier off of. So I want to do, let's rename this to handle. I think we want to do difference. But how would I remove the other side of that? Because this will give me the cut that I want, but I still have, oh, I guess I can do, I don't know. I don't have that other element in there anymore. I suppose I can probably cut this. If I go into edit mode, face, intersect. Yeah, X-ray would be good. I can rough cut it and then we'll do an intersect to get the actual thing that we want. Is it going through more than one face? I can't tell. I think it is. I don't have it like perfectly on. Let's go into face selection. Nope, not that face. Oh, I'm on the other one. Oh, I guess we can do it that way. I can just cut all the faces here. Tab. Tab wasn't working. Weird. Here we go. Object, edit, wireframe, faces. We want to do edges and faces, I guess. Top view. That's a good point. That is a very good point. So I suppose I can probably just do something like this. And then we can do a cut. Guess, do I need vertices too? No, I guess it does the vertices. I think faces is fine. I did get a couple extra faces. I think it was a little bit too cavalier. So I'm going to redo my selection here and delete faces. We'll just manually select these couple here. And what are we looking like? So we do have a couple coming through still. Oop. Come on. And faces. There we go. I think we got a cup. Let's do a color. I gotta remember where it is. I should render it too. We're not going to do that on stream though, because the chance that I do that right and not leg stuff out. And also I got a meeting in like 3 minutes. Let's get a color on here and we will call it a day. Where's the materials? Red tile, pattern shape, brush. Got it. Yep. Okay. We don't need a texture. We want that one? Material. Got it. Yep. Stomach is making noises too. I need to eat. Base color. Blue. And then applying a material. Material. I did this on the last stream. How did I apply the material? Make sure to hop over to the render view. Oh. Material preview. Ah, yep, that was it. Okay, I did apply it. Sweet. A little bit blue. I might change the blue on that, but ta-da! We got a cup. Sweet. Thanks for your help, Prince. I definitely appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. I think we'll probably still do some Blender things. We can start dropping them into our overlay here and drop some stuff from the sky. Sweet, thanks. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good weekend. Bye.